So let's build on something we've been hearing in the news. More ways to pay for transit use in this city. The city's looking at updating the current payment system on transit buses, as you've heard from Heather. They've issued requests for proposals that say the new system should have, quote, payment methods including but not limited to cash, paper, open and closed loop payments, account-based payments, mobile ticketing, and app integrations. That's a lot of things. The upgrade would allow people to tap their phone or use a debit or credit card to pay for bus fares. Cities like Vancouver and Toronto have similar systems in place. So how's it going to work in Winnipeg or not? Brian Pincott's board member of Functional Transit Winnipeg. Good morning.
Good morning.
So when you read all of this, what was your reaction to the proposals?
Yes, please.
Why, yes, please? What are the flaws right now in the system?
PEGO is kludgy. You need reloading it can take up to 48 hours. Our system is very kludgy. And I think we see that reflected in decreasing ridership. People just find everything about Winnipeg Transit frustrating to use. It needs to, the focus of it needs to be very much on the rider. What works best for the rider? And we need to also understand that riders are 8 years old and they are 80 years old. And we've got to have options that work for everybody.
So tapping a credit card doesn't work for an 8-year-old. It won't work for somebody that happens to not have ID either. Do you have a favorite in this list of options, or should we have a system that actually offers multi ways to pay?
I think the technology is at a point where when we go to the corner convenience store, there are multiple options of how to pay. There's no reason why it can't be the same when you're using transit. So, yeah, it needs to be something. If we want to make it the transportation method of choice for Winnipeggers, then we need to actually make it work for everybody. Is there one single one? Sure, of course. I am fully integrated in technology and apps. Give me something where I just tap my phone. That works great for me.
Got it.
My older next door neighbor who doesn't have a smartphone, that wouldn't work for them. So they wouldn't use transit. And I want them to use transit too.
Someone called in to the line. We asked people for their thoughts this morning, and please call if you're listening to the interview. You use transit. We want to know what you think. But someone called in and said that they feel like the system should be free for everybody, or they should somehow enforce payment for everyone, because they said they use transit, they're low income, they're on the bus all the time, but they notice people skipping payment altogether. I'm just wondering whether or not that's actually a concern. This was just a call we got this morning, people skipping payment.
I think ideally, transit, yes, should be free. It is a community, society benefit. Transit use benefits everyone. Whether you use it whether you use transit or not, a good transit system benefits you. If you are a driver, having more people using the bus makes your drive better. So, in an ideal world, yes, it should be free. It should be a fare free system. Also, when you take a look at it from the conflict point of view, the majority of conflicts that happen within transit happen at the fare box, where a driver and somebody who doesn't want to pay or can't pay or is just desperate to get on, that's where conflict points happen.
Should we build options into the system then to try to...
I think at this point, that is too big a leap for us to be talking about a fare-free system. But
this is about replacing the pay system.
This is about replacing a pay system. I think there are steps that we have to go through to get there. I think that we need to address those conflict points. I think that we need to address low income. The fact that we have an in or out low income transit pass as opposed to, say, a sliding scale transit pass that recognizes the range of people's ability to pay is a challenge for people of lower income who can't even afford a low income transit pass. So there's a lot there.
How could the city get this wrong?
Oh, boy. There are so many examples from other cities about how you can get it wrong.
And PEGO obviously didn't work.
PEGO has had limited functionality. How they can get it wrong is by doing an RFP and not talking to the users and not talking to a broad range. If they only talk to me as a user, they'll get it wrong.
Because they'll say everybody tap your phone.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, as you outlined, that would be a preferred
and
method.
they'll
Yeah.
say everybody's got a credit card because, and so if they only speak to me, they'll get it wrong. It's a matter of making sure that it is a user-centric approach. I find it, and it's really good that we're talking about this today, because the primary transit network is at committee today, at City Council today, which is going to transform Winnipeg Transit next year. At the end of June next year, they're going to blow up the entire system, all the routes, put in a completely new route structure. That structure is based on what riders need, what the input of riders. So Winnipeg Transit has shown that they can take that rider-centric approach to make the system work for more people, work better. They have to do that with this as well.
Thank you very much for coming in, Brian. Really appreciate it.
My pleasure.
This is the first of many conversations we're going to be having about transit as they do look to improve the overall system. But today, how do they improve the way you pay on the bus? Brian Pincott, board member of Functional Transit Winnipeg. If you want to weigh in, please call our listener line 204-788-3205.